Welcome. I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining me for mindful movements and meditation. And we'll use this class to help get our body loosened up and energized so that we can, and also finding that sense of groundedness and centeredness within the body so that it's a more of a natural transition to our meditation at the end. So we'll meditate at the end for maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll get started in a standing position. Before, I just put the chair there as just to remind people that if they're not comfortable when we do come down to a seated position for meditation, you can always have a chair close by if you find that's more comfortable for you than sitting on the floor. But for now, if you'd like to join me in a standing position, and we'll just start to become more centered and rooted within our body and get a sense of kind of what's going on in the body today and help release any tightness or stress or tension that gets built up in our physical body. And I'm just taking a few moments standing here, focusing on the feet a little bit more. We want to have the energy, the prana to flow down. With our attention, we can guide, of course, our focus, but we actually energize wherever we focus. Whatever we focus on, our energy goes there. So if you're starting to notice just how your feet are here on the mat and feeling that connection from the feet down, down, down into the earth. It's okay if you don't sense that energetic connection, but just go, of course, to the physical sensations. You might do a little bit of a rock back and forth from the heels to the toes, waking up the feet. Good. And then we'll start to move a little more towards the outer edge of the feet. You can lift the toes, lift the inner aspect of your foot, and then slowly roll back towards the center place. And then bend and straighten your knees. And then we'll do that again. Bring your focus, bring yourself to the outside edge of your feet, and then we'll roll towards the center slowly. And as you roll back to center, try to lift up through your toes and stretch them out a little bit there. And then bend and straighten through your legs. And on the inhale, bend the knees, and on the exhale, push down a little bit more with your feet as your legs straighten, and feel more activation, more energy in your legs. We'll do that a few more times. So inhale on the bend of the knees. It's more of a receptive position. And then exhale, this is more active, push down. And start to feel maybe just beyond the physical body. You might start to be more in tune with your energy body and starting to feel that vibrational force. You might notice it as a bit of a trembling or even tingling or warmth. We're doing this to root our energy down into the earth, and also to be able to receive that earth energy, which is very nourishing and supportive. It's the foundation. And it's a grounding exercise to help you when you're too much in your head and you're starting to get, the mind starts to take on whatever, and maybe it starts to to worry too much or to fear too much or other things too, right? So we can let it all flow down out through the soles of the feet as we stand here rooted and strong. And let's shift all the weight now to the left leg. If you need some support, you've got maybe a chair beside you or the wall. And we're going to balance here and start to rotate through the right foot as you keep that foot lifted, rolling in the opposite direction. And then just straighten that leg out and point through the toes. And then flex, bring the toes back, extend out through the heel. Good. And we'll bend that knee and just gently push it back a little bit. And then bring it forward and gently push it out. We'll do that again. And release, and we'll let go of that leg. And just kind of shimmy, flow from side to side in your legs. Moving through your hips a little bit more too to loosen that up. And then we'll sink down through the right leg and lift up through the left foot. Find your balance here. It's good to focus on one thing so that that mental focus will also help with your physical balance. Everything's connected, mind and body. And then just extend out through your foot, and you can point your toes and then extend back, extending out through your heel. And then bring your foot back and with your knee bent, and then push straight back. And then come forward with the bent knee and push straight out. And we'll do that just a couple more times. I've got the wall there to push into. And then we'll slowly release and just let that go. This time, step it out through your legs and your feet. Shake it out through your arms. And we're going to do just a few circle motions for loosening up at the hips. So again, if you want to lift that foot, you can flow now in more of a circling motion. We're doing another balancing. So try to find a focal point. Try not to watch me. It'll be very difficult to balance if you're focusing on a moving object. And then you can shift to the other side. And just a few rotations of your leg. You can go in the opposite direction. I forgot to do that on the other side, but that's okay. We'll come back to center. And again, this time just kind of shift from side to side in your hips. Moving through, now rolling through the hips. And feeling that movement, how it feels as you come forward. Let's start to flow with the breath a little bit more. So as you inhale, roll the hips forward. As you exhale, roll back. And this time we'll go in the opposite direction. Inhaling, rolling forward. Exhaling, rolling back. Good. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Just notice how your lower half feels after doing a little bit of that movement. We'll begin to move through the upper body. As you inhale, let's reach the arms up. As you exhale, flow the arms down. And just continue that for the next few breaths. You decide how far you want the arms to go back. You can reach back as much as you want. And you can lift the arms up as much as you want in front. You don't have to go for a full extension just yet. You can slowly get there. And you can also wave or flow the hands. So maybe you're letting them draw, the fingers point down on inhale coming up and the fingers pointing up on the exhale coming down. And then you're just almost like a paintbrush, stroking canvas up and down. We'll do that for one more breath. And this time you might just release, reach your arms back for a moment and just do a little pulsing motion back and forth, trying to get maybe the hands to come a little bit closer together, but pull back with the arms at the same time. And then release and let go. Rolling the shoulders out. We'll do this very slowly with the breath as you inhale up, exhale down. And then we'll move in the opposite direction. Slow roll up and a slow roll down. And then we'll take the arms out to the sides and little circle in one direction. And then gradually making those circles bigger and bigger. And keep breathing here. And then we'll go in the opposite direction in little circles. Feeling that movement right at the shoulder and slowly making those circles bigger. And keep breathing here. And then releasing once you've flowed right through your shoulders here. Breathing in and out. Nice slow breath in. You could bend the knees again. Exhale. To plant your feet, breathe out. Release, and you can always release your breath through your mouth for more of that cleansing action. This time, let's bring the hands on top of the shoulders. And with an inhale, we'll open the arms out to the sides. And with an exhale, we'll bring them back. We'll do this a few more times. And this time, as you exhale, keep your hands on top of your shoulders. And again, roll the shoulders around. And opposite direction. And we're just letting go of any stress from our body, from the tissues, letting go of all the stuff in our tissues, shaking it out, shaking it out. This kind of thing helps to, we can shake out through the legs too. We can bounce up and down, but this helps greatly to calm the mind. Because whatever the body's doing, whatever movement your body is doing, it affects what's going on in your mind at the same time, but we don't always realize that connection, that direct connection, until we do something like this and just notice the qualities coming to. Let's widen the feet a little bit more, and this time flowing the arms from side to side. In just a gentle flowing way. You can let the arms swing freely, helping to loosen up the back. This is excellent. It's a good way to loosen up right through your entire back. Keep breathing here. And then we'll slowly release that and come back to center. Again, shake out through the arms a little bit. And you can shrug your shoulders up and down. Good. And then just to show you sideways what I'm going to do, you can stay where you are. We'll start to come into a bit of more of a forward bend. This time, if you want to reach your arms up. And as you exhale, release your arms and at the same time, come forward and let your body hang. And you might find, oh, this is our first full forward bend of the day. So there might be a little bit more tightness. You can bring your hands up to your thighs, look forward, bend your knees, and exhale and let your upper body sink over your legs. Let go of your head. Let's do that again. Inhale, slide the hands up to the thighs, or they can stay on the floor if that's comfortable. And then exhale and sink. This time, as you inhale, plant your feet. You can bend your knees and reach your arms up. And you can look up for a moment, arms extending, reaching. I've brought my hands right together, index fingers pointing. On this exhalation, let's go sideways. I'm just moving sideways into the side bend. And on your next breath, then come back to center and move in the opposite direction. Let's do that again a couple more times. And you can flow with your breath, inhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way down. One more time each side. So reach up through your arms and exhale. And this time, inhale and release your hands. Let's let the hands come down to the back of the head and do a bit of a circling motion here, which I find, and root down through the feet. I find this is really nice to loosen up more of the upper body. I'll go in the opposite direction. And then we'll release, come back to center. You can reach your hands straight up with palms facing the ceiling. And then slowly reach them down in front. Slide your hands apart, reach up with your arms, and then open them out and back. We'll go in the opposite direction. And this time as you exhale and sink down with your upper body too, coming back into a forward bend. Do a little bit of a twist. So as you exhale next time, bring your one hand, and you could be hands on your other hand, could be on your leg, outside of your opposite leg, and your one other hand on the lower back. And then just release, come back to center, and we'll try the other side. And release, come back to center, bend your knees, let your arms hang and slowly roll up. And just feel into your body. Tip the head slightly over to one side for a side neck stretch. And then roll the head to the other side. And we'll do that again. Keep breathing here. And bring the head down in front and slowly lifting your head up. And then as you exhale, release your head down. With the next inhale, slowly lift your head up Lift and open through your chest and shoulders roll back. And then head comes forward. Come back to center. We're going to slide the feet out a little bit wider. I'm going to turn my left foot out to the side. And maybe my right toes come towards the left just slightly. Bending and straightening through the left leg. And if you want, you can, if your knee goes past your ankle, you can slide your feet apart a little bit more. Okay, now let's add the arms. So as you inhale, you're gonna, or just one arm, we're gonna reach up through the left arm. And as you exhale, we're gonna straighten and release. We'll do that a few more times on this side. Good. This will be our last time, releasing that arm, turning both feet to point forward, and we'll shift to the other side. And turn your back foot in slightly, bend and straighten that knee. One thing I forgot to mention, make sure when you're bending that knee that it goes in alignment with your toes. Okay, it doesn't roll in. That'll keep all the bones of your legs and hips aligned here. And on your inhale, bend and lift your arm. And on your exhale, release. And we'll do that 2 more times. And as you exhale, release, we'll turn our feet both forward again. Bring the feet in a little bit, but keep them fairly wide. And then we're going to reach the arms back. See if you can interlace your hands together. If not, you can just kind of cross your arms behind you like I'm doing. And we're going to exhale, come halfway forward. So reach those arms up and plant the feet when you're ready to come back. Bend your knees and let your arms just go straight down your back. Okay. Just pull the arms straight down. Okay. If you want, and it's easier, again, you can cross your arms, come forward, or you can hold on to a belt behind you. Okay, we'll do that a couple more times. Take a breath in and then exhale and come into this half forward bend, reaching through the arms as much as you can. And when you're ready, come up on the inhale. We'll do that one more time. And release your arms. Okay, I'm going to do one more standing pose here, and this will be more of like a standing lunge. So I'm now going to turn my body to face one edge of my mat, and my hips are facing the edge, and my feet are fairly wide, not too wide, but my legs and feet are in line with my hips. They're about hip distance apart. And now bending and straightening that front knee. Okay. And this time as you bend and bring the arms up. And as you exhale and straighten, release the arms down and reach them back a little bit too. And then flowing the arms forward and up. You could look up and exhale to release. One more time on this side. You might even wish to bring your hands together again and come forward for a breath or two, planting through your feet and releasing back up. We'll bring ourselves centered and then turn to face the other side of your mat. And begin that standing lunge pose, or very much like warrior one. bending and straightening just to get your feeling through your legs and rooting down through your feet. And then as you bend, reach and lift. And as you exhale, straighten and pull back through the arms. We'll do that one more time. This time, if you want to connect your hands, this is optional. Connect your hands behind you, come into the pyramid pose for a moment. Pushing your hips back, centering your hips the best you can. And then when you're ready to come out, root down through your feet, slowly rise back up. Release your arms. Bring your feet together. And we're going to do just a couple things on the mat. We're coming down onto our hands and knees now. If you need to modify this for your heads, you could always come a little bit more. Well, this is good for everybody. Come a little bit more onto the outer edges of your hands. Stretch your fingers. We're going to slide the knees a little bit further back and just pull back gently, lengthening here. And then inhale, come forward. And exhale, come back. And just flow here a few times. You can be a little bit more. I'm even lifting my fingers and my thumbs up off the mat. And just the weight is in the outer side of the hands, the little finger side. We'll do that for one more breath. This time, if you could stay here, you can drop down onto your elbows and let your head come down. Or you can even wiggle your hips down towards your feet and come into the child's pose for a few breaths. Breathing and noticing how you can feel your breath a little bit more in the back of your body, opening and releasing with your breath. And you can come out when you're ready. Back up onto your hands. In the table position, let's do a few rounds of cat-cow, which is always good for the back every single day. So with the inhale, you look forward and your back, your spine naturally curves inward. As you exhale, you bring your chin in towards your chest, your belly lifts and your back rounds up. And we'll do this for one more breath. Just feel that movement travel through your back. And then slowly release. As you release, we're going to shift and get ready for our meditation position. So I'm going to encourage you to find what works for you today. You might want to sit in the chair. You might want to sit on some cushion. Whatever position that you're going to choose, we want to be able to sit up nice and tall. their spine nice and long, and you're feeling good. You're feeling comfortable here. Okay. So go ahead and get comfortable in a seated position. Before we begin our meditation, we'll do a breathing exercise. And this is a really good one to help do many things. It balances our energy. It balances our nervous system so that we come into that, calm, relaxed, yet alert state. And it is wonderful for many, many things. It's great for headaches. I like to do this one often. I like to do it in the shower, actually. No extra time. I was doing it today, especially just before I'm about to get out of the shower. With all that lovely steam, our bodies really need that moisture, especially this time of year where we're experiencing really dry cold. I like to do this breath, and it makes sure that that everything is being oxygenated. It's the alternate nostril breath. If you haven't guessed, it was almost like a guessing game. What is she talking about? It's balancing how our oxygen, our air, our prana. This is how we bring in life force energy into our body. How it can come balanced now through and come up. And so, because sometimes we're breathing more predominantly on one side, and that shifts throughout the day, and that's normal. But sometimes it stays on one side, and this is a way to balance the yin and the yang energies of our body, masculine and feminine. Masculine is the right side, feminine is the left side, and that's solar and lunar energies. Lots going on here, but I don't need to complicate things, give you too much information, but a very powerful breath. Very simple, can be done anytime. There's certain ways, there's certain mudras to hold your hands. Some people like to put the two fingers here at the third eye, the index and the middle finger, and then use the thumb and the fourth finger or the ring finger to close off. You can do that. I like to make it really simple, and I like to just use my index finger. To me, that's really simple, and it's comfortable. I use my other hand supporting my elbow, and I'm going to close off the right nostril with my right finger and breathe out to the left. Inhale through the same nostril and exhale through the right. So we're switching, you're taking your finger to the other side and closing it off, and inhaling through the same. And when you're about to exhale, you switch. And you stay for the inhale. And you switch. Now you're breathing differently than I am. But what I'd like you to do is on the inhale, maybe even count the number of seconds you inhale. Switch on the exhale and count the number of seconds on the exhale. I kind of want it to balance out here, but even if the exhalation's a bit longer, that's great. If it's a second longer, that's okay. But you're slowing the breath down, steadying it like a slow, gentle wave, rising and falling. Once you don't have to count the whole time. That was just to help you in the beginning to slow things down. Even your breath out. And of course, you're following your own breath, not mine. And we'll do this for about 3 more breaths. And one more. And then you can slowly let your hands and arms release. Keep your eyes closed. And feel the breath come in through your nostrils and out, all the way back out through your nostrils. For now, just keep your focus on the breath, right at the nostrils, and sense the quality of air coming in and out, the length, the steadiness. Gently allow your breath to flow in and out. Now, letting go of the control and just letting the breath flow more naturally. In and out through the nostrils. Don't be concerned if you're still helping your breath. That's okay. See if you can start to let go, though, a little bit more. And the breath could get really subtle, and that's okay. We don't need to be breathing deeply all the time. Let the breath be subtle. Start to feel the breath as it moves into your body and all the way back out. But feel how your body opens. It's an invitation. And how the body releases. Receiving and releasing. In a very gentle, gentle way. Stay aligned through your upper body. If you notice that you're starting to slouch, or you can always shift a bit. As the breath comes into your body, where do you feel it's going the most? And instead of deepening the breath in this meditation, just see if you can invite by opening your body, doing a little widening into different areas of your torso. Could be your back, could be your side ribs. And very, very gently just letting the breath fill that space. And it could be a very subtle breath. But flow with the natural rhythm of your breath here. If you were doing a little tiny opening somewhere, welcoming your breath. Breathing in, just being aware that you're breathing in. And breathe as you breathe out, be aware that you're breathing out. And that's it. Keeping it very simple. And try to release all effort. See if you can more and more move towards a very organic breath. My breath breathes me now. I'm being breathed by my breath. Allow your body to sit still. Again, what we find occurring in our body also occurs within the mind. So there's a direct correlation. As you sit in stillness, you might find that your thoughts become more calm and still as well. And we're here just to relax, to find that space within yourself. This is a healing space. Healing for the body, the mind, and the spirit. Nothing else to do. Nowhere else to be. And no more. Nothing else that we need to know. We started with the breath as a focus, but over time you might find that your focus becomes less um, about concentrating on one thing and more about expansion and that fullness, that whole body. Just being connected and unified in your entire, within your entire being. We stay here for just a few more moments. If you need that focus again, you can always come back to the breath. When you're ready, starting to deepen your breath, deepening your breath. You can slide your hands onto your legs and maybe start to warm up your hands a little bit. Creating some energy between your hands. And then you can bring that energy from your hands, it's actually from your heart, and let it flow wherever you want it to go. Maybe like it for your head, your eyes, and for your face, or anywhere in your body that you find just need a little bit more of that healing energy. And bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And move around a little bit, shifting from side to side. Releasing your hands, and you can roll in a circle in one direction. That always feels nice. Moving in the opposite direction. Welcoming yourself back to the space around you. Welcoming yourself back to the flow of the day. Making any intention you'd like to make for the rest of your day. So we can make this day a little more conscious and mindful, making those mindful choices for ourselves and for others. If you'd like to bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for meditation, mindful movement and meditation. I hope you had a nice experience. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. So we'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful day.